There comes a point where each and every one of us, in order to achieve what we hope to achieve, each and every one of us must start to employ a model of objectivity. As explained in this video, she is talking about this concept of the blameless postmortem. As someone who really gravitates towards neutrality, objectivity in general, I love this analogy because it really breaks it down in terms of analyzing how you are moving through the world. We as humans have a finite amount of attention and energy, and our job is to manage our time, our emotions, our energy, our attention. That's literally what dictates how we move through life. If you want to get somewhere in life and you find yourself not having the progress that you deeply desire, you may want to start employing this blameless postmortem. As women, we can take things so personally, and it makes sense. We are wired to operate from an inherently emotional perspective. There's nothing wrong with that, but when it comes to fulfilling a specific objective, we can oftentimes have our emotions work against us. It is about preserving your energy and your emotions for when they are truly needed, reminding yourself what your goal is. Why are you doing what you're doing? Get very, very clear on that, and then it will be much easier to execute. Because when you actually know why you're doing what you're doing, it makes it easier for you to become that version of you that is doing it seamlessly. The previous version of me really did not like social media, but I decided that I was going to become the person that enjoyed social media to the extent that it was necessary to fulfill my objective. What I started to do was simply view everything as feedback as opposed to taking it personally. Now, people might look at you and think you're being cold, you're being emotionless, you're being robotic. But actually, what you're doing is simply being incredibly efficient with your time, with your energy, with your attention. Honestly, it really doesn't matter what other people think. When you have an objective to fulfill, it does not matter what other people think unless their perspective is truly valid for your journey, i.e., they are where you plan to be, or they just have genuinely valuable insight for you. Any successful person will tell you this. Ask them how they operated when they had their objective. Only they could see the vision and they carried it out. They didn't ask people's opinions. If they hadn't been where they are going, you can have trusted advisors. If you don't have those people in your life yet, just stay really clear on what you're doing, why you're doing it, and just execute. Don't allow the failure, don't allow the lack of the perceived amount of progress that you really desire. Don't let lack of that in the present moment affect you. Because again, you are operating from an objective place. You are looking at everything as simply information and feedback. That is how you start to operate on this mindset of a blameless postmortem. It's all about truly how you are picking yourself up. Babies do not stop walking because they just fall down all the time. You've probably heard that analogy before. You just keep going. It doesn't matter if people are laughing at you. It doesn't matter if people don't believe in you. None of it matters. Because when you're there at the end of your life and you look back, trust me when I say you are going to be so grateful that you stuck to your vision, that you stuck to what it is that you are here to do on this earth, in this lifetime. You are going to be so grateful that you stuck to all of it and you just didn't pay attention to all of those people whose opinion literally meant nothing. There were so many times in my life where people were giving me advice, people older than me, supposedly more wise than me, and their advice was literal nonsense. And of course I didn't pay attention. And I'm so grateful I didn't pay attention, because I knew where I was going. Even if I hadn't been there before, I knew where I was going. So if you know, you don't need other people's opinions. The one thing that really helped me do this in a greater capacity is meditation, because meditation is the objective practice. You are training yourself to ignore your analytical mind, which is your ego. Your analytical mind is the thing that wants the security. When you meditate, you basically ignore this. You starve it of the energy and attention, and you transcend it. The deeper I got into my meditative practice, this became second nature for me, because it truly is a mental game. If you can tune out that part of you that needs the reassurance, that takes things so personally, you can really achieve a lot. You are the best investment you will ever make. That is 100% true. So developing yourself, furthering yourself, refining yourself, really understanding what drives you, what motivates you, what you want in this life. You're going to look back and you're going to be so proud because you did all of that. And the people who are truly meant to be in your story, they will be. New people will enter the picture because you are on the path of your evolution. You are going to meet the people that are meant to be in these new chapters of your life, but you won't know until you actually get there. You can turn your life around. You can be the master of your emotions, and you can achieve all the things that you truly want to achieve. Everybody has this capacity, if not more. We are just starting to scratch the surface of our true capacity and capability as humans. There is so much we don't even know about ourselves, but we're seeing this. We're seeing this more and more. Stop believing that you are this limited version of who you have been up until this point. There is so much to you that you don't even know. So give yourself the space. Be curious about yourself and just see what happens.